All right, if you're a pro racer, you know risk is just part of the job, right? But have you ever really thought about what happens if things go sideways? We're not talking about a bad race weekend. We're talking about something that could take you out of the seat for good. In this explainer, we're going to break down how you can protect the one thing that matters most, your ability to actually race.
Okay, let's just dive right in. The risk. What's really on the line every single time you strap in or throw a leg over that bike?
Look, we all know that feeling of pushing it to the absolute edge. I mean, that's what you do, right? It's the job. But here's the thing. That thrill comes with a pretty brutal reality. One tiny mistake, a part that fails, someone else's error, and just like that, everything you've worked for could be gone in a flash.
So just picture this for a second. You're laid up, maybe in a hospital bed, recovering from a bad one. The bills, they're already starting to show up. Your commitments to the team are paused, and your income, well, that's just stopped, dead in its tracks. No salary, no prize money, no endorsement checks. So what's the game plan now?
Well, the good news is you don't have to face that question with no answer. There's actually a financial safety net that's built from the ground up just for the crazy world of motorsports. Let's get into how it all works. So, what we're talking about is something called Racer Cover. It's a special kind of disability insurance, and you can think of it like your financial co-pilot. It's designed to handle two big scenarios, those temporary pit stops where you're out for a few races, and the really big one, the kind of crash that could change your life for good. Okay, so Racer Cover is basically built around two key types of protection. One is for when you're just temporarily on the sidelines, and the other is for something much more serious, a permanent career-ending situation.
Let's break them both down.
All right, first up, let's tackle those temporary setbacks. You know, when you have an off that takes you out for a few weeks, maybe even a couple of months, but you know you're coming back. This is where something called temporary total disability, or TTD, kicks in. I love this analogy. Think of it as your personal financial pit crew. While your job is to focus on getting better, the TTD's there providing a steady monthly cash flow so you can handle your bills and keep everything else on track. So yeah, the bottom line here is pretty simple. TTD just gives you that breathing room. It lets you focus on the only thing that actually matters at that point, getting healthy and getting back in the seat, without having to stress about your bank account bleeding dry. Okay, now let's shift gears and talk about the one scenario that every single racer hopes they never have to face. An injury that's so bad, it means you can never, ever get back to competing at a professional level. You know, a career-ending injury, it's so much more than just a physical thing. It's the end of a dream you've probably chased your entire life. And financially, it's a massive shock. All that potential income, from future earnings, sponsorships, prize money, it just evaporates instantly. And this is where the other part comes in, permanent total disability, or PTD. This is the crucial lifeline. Now, this isn't a monthly payment. This is a one-time lump sum payout. The whole idea is to give you a chunk of capital so you can regroup, secure your family's future, and figure out what that next chapter of your life looks like. So let's just put it all together side by side, nice and simple. TTD, that's your short-term income protection. It pays the bills while you're on the mend. PTD, that's your long-term career protection. It gives you that financial foundation for your future if you can't ever come back to the sport. See? Two totally different situations and two solutions that are perfectly designed for each one. Right, but here's the cool part. Just like your helmet or your race suit, this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. It can't be. It has to be tailored to you, your needs, the series you race in, and of course, your budget. So let's check out how you can actually customize this stuff. Okay, step one. You get to choose your waiting period. It's officially called the elimination period, but it's basically just how long you have to be sidelined before your benefits start paying out. And you can set this up based on a certain number of days, or, and this is really unique to motorsports, by the number of races you actually miss. Next up, you decide the scope. How wide do you want your safety net to be? Do you want 24/7 coverage that protects you no matter what, whether you're at the track or just at home living your life? Or maybe you want a more focused policy that just covers incidents that happen during official practice sessions and the races themselves. And believe it or not, there's even more you can tweak. You can dial in your policy to cover both accidents and sicknesses, or you can narrow it down to cover just accidents. On top of that, you can get a policy just for you, or you can set up a bigger plan that covers your whole team. So, what does all this add up to? What's the real bottom line here? What does having this kind of protection actually feel like for you, the racer, when you're sitting on the grid and the green flag is about to drop?
Well, it means you can get out there and do what you do best with total confidence. It means you can push to the absolute limit, dig for that extra tenth, and you can do it all without that little voice in the back of your head nagging you with what if about the financial side of things.
And you know what? At the end of the day, that is a huge competitive advantage. It's the peace of mind that lets you clear your head of all those money worries and just focus 100% on the race, on the car, and on going for the win. Look, on the track, you are protected by the absolute best gear science can create, the best helmet, the best fire suit, the safest chassis. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: is your financial future, the very thing you're racing for, is it just as protected? It's something to think about.